What's going on, guys? Anthony, Wrenched Out Garage. As promised, I'm going to do a quick catch-up video and I'm going to show you guys a couple of the vehicles that we picked up and we're working on. I'm waiting for a couple more to show up, so that'll be exciting to be able to show you. So let's just dive into it because I got a lot of stuff to do off camera, and I just want to show you guys these two before I start doing some stuff. The first one we're going to talk about is this guy. 1996 Ford Aerostar all-wheel drive 4.0. In its time, it was a loaded minivan. I got this for a steal at an auction. I wasn't really going to bid on it, but I thought an all-wheel drive van, Alaska, 4-liter, looked pretty good. I did buy it from pictures, which always sucks to do. In fact, all of these vehicles, because I was too busy with work, I had to buy off pictures and their shitty descriptions. So we'll start with this one and then I'll talk to you guys about the Suburban. I just got that. If you watch my last video, this is just a short time later. This just showed up. I think the other two vehicles are going to show up this evening. So again, this is 96 Aerostar. I'll show you real quick. So this is the 4-liter. A couple of things I already did to it because I couldn't get it running out of the gate. I had to replace the battery. I replaced the thermostat housing, hose, and then you're not going to be able to probably see it, but down there there's a heater hose that was touching the belt because the belt tensioner was broke. So the belt tensioner was broke, so the heater or the belt was wobbling all over the place, hit the heater hose, and essentially cut a hole in it. So it was spraying antifreeze everywhere. So I got that all fixed, and then I also got this power steering line right here. That got fixed. It has brand new engine oil in it. I do have plugs and wires and an oil pressure switch because it's not showing any oil pressure. Obviously, with fixing the antifreeze issue, it's running, it's been idling. I am waiting for tires. That'll come in and then we'll get this guy ready to go, but it idles really nice. I did air up. That's the tire that was on it. I threw the spare on it, and then this one is flat. That noise that you're hearing is the exhaust. At least that's what I came up with, because if you sit under there and watch it, it sounds like the exhaust is just chattering. Probably needs gaskets and insulators. I may or may not do it. I got to get the tires on and drive this around, but this is the interior. I did clean this. So 1996, 102,000 miles. Interior's in incredible shape. If you look at even the little buttons. I do have some other issues inside here, which is the blinkers aren't working. I already changed the fuses. I got to look and see about possibly trying to find this Ford relay. I got a relay at the local auto parts store, but I don't think it's the correct one. So we're working on that. I cleaned up the seats a little bit, but like, look at this. The interior of this, need to finish cleaning up here. Some bulbs need to be replaced, but the interior is in incredible shape. This is the biggest damage I've seen. Doors are in good shape. Door slides open. Again, we cleaned in here. You can see I gotta finish cleaning in here, but we cleaned the seats, cleaned the interior. A lot of storage in this guy. Overall, it's a pretty cool vehicle for what it is. Now, hopefully, I will be able to once again throw the tires on. They're supposed to be here in a couple of days. I got them off Amazon. I'll show you guys those and get this thing rolling. Back there, you'll notice two wires hanging. So they replaced the rear glass. They did not replace it with the defroster stuff in it. So no defroster in the rear. They left the plugs though, which is always cool. I am gonna order some struts for the rear hatch because it just kind of flops down. I am gonna order those so the back stays up, do some light, go through and fix some of the old lighting. Windows work. It has right here This is funny. I think this is a little ashtray. And then speakers, volume, fan, heating system, cooling system works perfect. Blows cold air. In fact, there's vents galore in this guy. I'll show you more detail when I have more time. So I did just get this. This is a 2004 Chevy Suburban 1500. I got this for a pretty good deal. As you can see, almost new Toyo open countries with rims, and I wiped one of the rims and they look pretty good. So actually I'm getting ready to wash this. That's the reason I grabbed this camera real quick. It does run. The main issue at this point is, for whatever reason in drive, it's not switching gears, but if you go into manual 1, first, second, third, it switches gear, or it's fine. So it may be a torque converter issue. Maybe, I looked it up, there's an orange wire on the inside that's cut. That's the haul and tow mode. So I'll reconnect that, and maybe that was doing something. I don't know, we'll see. Needs a lot of work. Mirror's busted. Go inside, again, I've had this for like 20 minutes. The inside is wrecked in this thing. This has 200,000 miles, but there's a specific purpose this is going to serve, and I'm stoked to be able to get a project like this at a decent price. Obviously, this thing needs a lot of help, though. I mean, the interior, everything seems to work, though, at this time. Has the little DVD player. Huge den. The front end is all jacked. Let me show you this. 5.3 liter. Runs, once it gets going, it runs great. It does have the load leveling, or the auto ride. So it has the load leveling shocks. I folded the seats down. For whatever reason, they ripped out carpet. They ripped out the carpet all the way across. The rear hatch needs a lot of work. But overall, I got this again for a pretty darn good price. And that's what I'm excited for. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm probably not gonna film it just because it's boring. I'm gonna just spray it down, wash it up, spray down the interior a little bit just to see really what I'm working with, and hope that I can find some, start creating a list of items that it needs. Right out of the gate, it's gonna get a tune-up like I do on all vehicles, so I can kind of see where things are. It does need a washer bottle for the front washer. Poured washer fluid in, it said it needed it. Poured right on the ground. And then I'll start going through fuses and start trying to kind of work my way through to see kind of what's going on. It is not holding a charge, but it may have been sitting for a while. I have driven it around. Reverse works fine. Again, earlier when I was in drive, I put it into drive and it just didn't shift gears. So we'll have to see what's up with that. I have no clue if this works. This is kind of funny. So it does have this DVD player system. Again, I have no clue if it works or if it doesn't. In fact, most of this, I have no clue what works, what doesn't. The headliner is pretty nasty. I don't know that the headliner is gonna survive. Stereo was working. If all goes well with this and these other vehicles, this will hopefully stick around, because I got some cool plans for it, which I'll go into in a different video. But right now, I gotta wash it and actually move it, because I've got those other two vehicles coming, in which you'll have to stay tuned. Make sure hit subscribe. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming for this, the van, the Nissan. I mean, just right now it's so exciting because I have the ability to have so many different, this vent is broke, this one's missing a vent. So many opportunities to be able to provide new and different content. And it's gonna take, this project's gonna be a pretty massive project, but again, we'll talk about that later. I wanna just get this thing running nice. It is missing a muffler. There is no muffler. It's cat to a straight pipe. I want to get this thing up and running before I do any real modifications. There are some stuff I need to do. Brake lights, the headlights are all jacked up, and a lot more. And that's kind of where the focus is going to be. But I do want to spray it down to kind of see what the status of the exterior is. All the fluids looked good as well when the transmission fluid and the oil looked good. So I'll spray down the engine as well, so it won't look like this. It's gonna look hopefully semi-clean. I'm not gonna do a full detail yet, just because again, I wanna see kind of what's going on, get it running good, and then I've gotta start figuring out where to get parts. The headlights loose. This is obviously working, but not in there. This one's not working, it is in there. This one's in there. So I'll be looking at replacing essentially the front, and then I'm going to need to do a new bumper of some kind, because the bumper's all jacked up. So again, I'm gonna start searching some parts. I'm gonna need to get the fog lights, and essentially that's really gonna be what the start of this project is just to get it to where it's drivable, legally drivable. Because right now, no blinkers, no muffler. I could probably get away with no muffler, but the interior's just nasty, so I gotta get to work. So that wraps it up, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm Anthony's Aerostar Garage. Super stoked to see what's to come here with the channel, see which directions I go with these vehicles and much more. I appreciate everybody that is watching these videos, subscribing. I've got a lot of really cool ideas to include. I'm going to do a catch-up video, like I said. I've got that planned. Just waiting for decent weather and waiting to get the stuff shuffled around so I can kind of move forward. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're out riding or driving, do it safely, and I'll see you in the next video.